You think about the support and the resources that I have from the GPG team. 5 months later, I've written over $2 million in real estate contracts on behalf of our investor clients and had them accepted. My name's Brent Reynolds. Started out investing probably about 10, 11 years ago. Had a small short-term investment in the Disney area. Sold that for a nice profit. And so I sat out and looked for an investor-friendly agent to help me with that, and met up with Tyler Gibson. And I think a great thing was actually once, the toughest part in Central Florida of buying real estate is actually getting your offer accepted. It's been a seller's market down here for a long time. So Tyler also helped me with writing a competitive offer, thinking about what alternatives would be and when they came back for renegotiation. The inspection turned up some things that we weren't quite expecting. He helped me to negotiate a credit back or a reduction of the price. Could have just written a standard contract and probably would have lost out to a cash buyer or somebody, it's another financed offer that just was going to be willing to pay more for the property. So one of the unique things that Tyler introduced me to was, this idea of putting in an escalation contingency. Escalation meaning that just like on eBay, if somebody bids above my 250, well, I'll bid 250. If they bid 251, I'll bid 252, and it'll just keep going until one of the two of us wins on a competitive bid. But ultimately, the market kind of corrected itself, and using something like an escalation addendum, an escalation contingency, I was able to actually win that offer and get a deal that's worked out great today. So again, the whole feel that you have with working with the GPG team is, I really matter as a client, and I know that they care. And that's the type of person I want to work with, and the group that I want to work with is somebody who truly cares about what's important to me. So as a new agent, just recently, just got my license, and I've been with the GPG team for just 5 months. I knew nothing, right? I was an investor, so I knew enough from the investor side, but as far as the real estate transaction side, this was all brand new to me. Again, I thought I knew more than I did, but after getting the license and after starting to work with the GPG team, having some early wins as I was learning, Tyler had a fantastic lead source, which I was really excited about, and they were people from an investor group, one of the biggest in the world, and we had these leads coming in, and spent some time with Tyler, maybe a week, or maybe about 2 weeks, spent time listening to call recordings that Tyler had done himself, listening to how he structured those calls, how he handled objections or questions or ideas, and how to move that client on to the next step, and how to set up a search, and what are the next steps to go through. I would say in under a month, I had written my first offers, which weren't accepted. This was kind of at the peak in 2022 where the seller's market was crazy. But I think in the first 2 months, I had written more than a dozen contracts, none of which were accepted because the offers weren't quite strong enough. And I think within 3 months then, I had a rapid succession to where I had 3 contracts accepted in a pretty quick matter of time. So within 3 months, I was under contract on more than $500,000 worth of production in real estate. And I think back 5 months, that's a huge accomplishment. Where would I be if I'd tried to do that on my own? And I know I'd be nowhere close because one, the team environment and the culture that we have here, the resources that Tyler brings to anybody on the team to help them grow their own personal business within the context of this team. I've not seen that anywhere else, and I've talked to a lot of other agents who work for other brokers, and I just don't see that same amount of time, care, and resource to truly help an agent build a successful real estate business as I have with the GPG team.